Hello and welcome back, Josh, Sam, and anyone else who's watching to Lviv and Let Die. Now, I have a disappointing news for you. I've recorded a video before this, but I attempted to do something different and make it editable or require editing, and I couldn't do that and then wait for the rendering time. So I decided that I wouldn't re-record the video because that would have been a waste of time, and also I think I'd already saved by that point. But I decided just to skip that one, and we'll go through what happened. Be a long old time this time around, I expect. Now, so in the last one, I explained that I had played on all the way through most of the season, up until the point of the knockout stages of the Europa League. That was because our league form has been literally unbeatable. 2 1-1 draws is all that we have suffered. Against Krivbas and then against Dinamo. And in the Europa League, we had a easy tie against Karelia Sovietov, a 3-0 win at home and a 3-3 draw away. We were 3-0 up. We let slip that lead in the second half, but we were never really in doubt. Our group stages were, again, fairly straightforward if you look at it backwards. 2 wins over Bohemians and FC Copenhagen, but we started off badly with a 5-1 loss to Fenerbahce. We were 1-0 up, and then they turned it around, and let's look at the stats here. 4 goals in 15 minutes, 17 minutes in the second half, turned everything round for them. Very disappointing, very, very disappointing. But nevertheless, we turned it round. We even beat them 3-0 away. Where was it there? No, there. Sorry, 3-0 at home. And that means that we finished top of our group quite clearly and comfortably. Poor old Bohemians didn't even score a goal in the competition. And anyway, we qualified, and so that brought me to the last video where I played these 2 games. The reason that it is missing is because I tried to skip the processing time in between, and I left a cut and then a second cut, but the video takes too long to render, and I don't think it'd be worth it. We drew the first game 0-0 away, and then despite battering them at home, we only won 2-0. Daniel Rosic scoring before and after half-time, putting us through. They had a player called Simonovs. We then played Krivbas in the league. That was what happened moments ago. We won 2-0, goals from Belanja and Planinsek, leaving us looking like this in the table. 18 games won, 2 drawn, 1 none lost. Our goal difference is very nice, mainly because we've only conceded 8 all season, and I think even though Dinamo are having a good old effort at trying to keep up with us, they've drawn 6 games and they've lost 1, so they're quite a long way behind us, 11 points back. I think that by the time we play them, we must be playing them fairly soon. Well, okay, maybe not then. I was going to say by the time we play them, we'll have already been able to win the league, but that's not true. Although I think we'll be able to win the league around here if we continue our excellent domestic form. That said, we have to play Dortmund and Karpaty. I had been attempting in this video to champion a new style of, instead of making this 1, 2, 3 videos, making this a series of cut videos. So this would, in an ideal world, just be in the Dortmund game and then the Dortmund game, and I'd have played Karpaty in between. I'm considering right now, as I say that, to maybe do Dortmund, Karpaty, Dortmund just in one video as a big old bumper crop. And actually I might do that because I think it'll be a bit more fun. And although Dinamo would be an interesting game, but I think by this point the league is essentially not that much of an interest to us. We're guaranteed to win it, I would say, at this point. Even if we lost to Dinamo, everyone else we're playing is rubbish except for Dnipro. So we'll do it. We'll do a triple header. See how we can whether we can continue our form in Europe and in the league together. That's what's harmed Krivbas this year. I didn't mention it when we looked, but Krivbas are down in 9th. They had Champions League qualifiers to play, which they failed at. They went into the Europa League, and they played okay in the they played okay in the Europa League. They got through to the knockout stages but lost 1-0 to Betis, as you see there. Their group stages were a little bit more uncomfortable. There was a few draws. I don't think they actually lost in the group stage. Oh yes, they did. They lost the last one to Galatasaray. But yeah, and they don't play mid-season friendlies. I don't understand that. There's obviously something wrong with the AI in terms of that. But the other thing, one last competition to discuss, the Ukrainian Cup. We beat non-league Kremenchug 3-2 after extra time. We were 1-0 up and then 2-1 up, but they kept coming back. This goal particularly, he was about, if you imagine the pitch being like that, he was here on the corner flag, crossed it, and it went in at the back post. Ridiculous. But logic dictated that we did come through and win it, and we did. We then beat Ilichevets 4-1 in the next round of the Cup, and our next game in that competition will be against a side from the division below us, Stal Dnipro Jaginsk, who are in, as I said, the division below. They were 4th when I recorded this last time. They might be slightly higher this time. They are still 4th. So there's an every possibility they'll be up here with us next year, but probably not. In terms of signings, because there were a few, I'll just whiz through them. No, transfers history. We sold, in the last video I mentioned that I was concerned that I had accidentally accepted a bid for Alexander's license. I decided in the end to let him go. £2.4 million off to Lokomotiv. He played in the two-legged tie against us and was fairly ineffectual. We let 4 players go out on loan, and we sold Vicente Ruiz Diaz to Real Madrid for £4.4 million. My thinking being that he will not develop well enough with us, because I can't guarantee him first team football because he's not good enough, and the quality of our our third team, our under 21 team is very poor, and our B team doesn't have a league to play in, and it doesn't give me the opportunity to put them in a league, so I don't really understand how that works. But basically, he wasn't going to develop here, and so I thought, well, why don't cash in and make some money from him? And I was right, because I'm the boss. In terms of ins, we've brought in this guy who I regret bringing in. He's just not very good. I'm going to just try and sell him in the summer. We'll probably make a loss on him, but who knows. We also then signed Aviran Tubi. He is signed for 2 reasons. 1, because I can say to be or not to be, and 2, because this guy, Zion Ashkenazi, was making complaints about not settling well, and he told me that signing this guy would help his mood, so I have done that, and I will sell him as soon as I possibly can. I also signed Daniel Villa, who I think is a pretty good central defensive midfielder. His passing is 20, so he's pretty good. Bit slow, and he seems to be lacking in the mentals a little bit, but technically a good old player. He's coming in mainly because I thought we were going to lose Lasha Gogwa, but that was 2 mistakes. One was that I thought his deal expired this year, but it actually expired next year. And then I realised that he finally would sign a new deal. So I have signed him to a new deal on quite a lot of money for us, but still not that much money. I think around £30,000, which is a lot, but we can afford it. So we will have Gogua for a little while, and that means that we can either decide to train Daniel Villa and sell Admiral Herbert, or maybe even cash in on Gogua, who was attracting Premier League interest during the transfer window in the summer, and have Admiral Herbert be our first choice. We'll see. And then the other 2 are just youngsters who will probably never darken our door. So let's play the Dortmunds. Their goal scorers only scored 4 in this competition, which is pathetic. Let's see what's going in over here. We're going to play with Jean Kamara at right back. Musakert, yep, all looks good. Chimachenko, cool name. And we're going to play Lasha Gogua. And yeah, I think we'll be mostly fine. That team looks pretty strong. I don't think we can really put out a stronger team. Look at the average ratings of our strikers, just to get an idea of how good. Oh, they've got a player called Pronk, which I'm a huge fan of. I'm not going to look at their players because it will just make me sad. I know that it's probably something that, like, I don't know, that seems like something that Sam would be interested in, and I know that he would definitely do it on his games. But it's not something that I'm interested in. Basically, at this point, there's nothing I can do. We play 4-4-2. It's not like we're some kind of tactical masterclass. I'm sure there are some players who would, oh my goodness me, we've put the ball in the net after 2 minutes, but it was offside, and quite clearly. What was I going to say? Yes, we have footballers. I'm sure there are people who play Football Manager who tailor new tactics in the week before a game for, we had a chance, we had another chance. And I renamed Enrad to Determined Henry because he's determined, and I do not like saying Enrad, which I think is how you would say, because I think you would also drop the D. Anyway, there are some people who do that, and I just think those people are bandits. I just make the best team and make them win because I'm the best. Jonasson, Gogwa, Determined Henry, Jonasson again, Juric. I had a fun moment. Did I? I was going to talk about the youth intake, where we had yet another selection of diabolically poor. Oh my God, we've scored. Was that Rosic? Rosic has scored. We are 1-0 up against Dortmund. That is a shocking start to the game for them. Note, if you will, that we could end up playing Arsenal. Yet again, we could end up playing Schlansk. Or, you can't see them here, but Swindon are in this round as well. So they probably are playing on another night. But there's every opportunity that we could end up playing Swindon or Arsenal or Schlansk. Arsenal just interesting because they're such a huge side. Schlansk because we're obviously formerly of them. Oh, Mr. Kurt, what are you doing? And then he goes and stands over there. Why would your centre-back go back there? Mad. He's going to score. Yeah, you just know it. When it says he's lining up the free kick, it's like that bit of precursor text that almost always is followed by, oh, it's flown in the corner. Pure inspiration from Muriaru. And so they have an away goal, the classic Football Manager away goal. And by Football Manager, I mean general football. Goal kick. I think they're pretty strong favourites to go through here, so I don't think we should be too disappointed if we do get knocked out. I wouldn't like a 5-1 thrashing as we took at the hands of it's off the post. As we took at the hands of Fenerbahce, or a fun though it was, another insane two-legged tie as we had last year against CSKA Moscow in the Champions League. I'd prefer to avoid that as well, if we could, because it's just a little bit too stressful. Determined Henry puts through Rosic, though. Rosic is through. Rosic has gone past his man, and he's scored again. Unbelievable stuff. It's his second goal, 25 minutes gone, and we are 2-1 up against Dortmund. I genuinely thought we had no chance in this game. But Rosic is proving his undoubted skill. Goes past 24 like he's not even there. Slots the ball home. Spyro Giannis. Oh, it's like the Greek version of Spyro the Dinosaur, the dragon. The ball's gone in their box again, but it was just unable to. Oh, Jimmy Rogers. Formerly of this parish, Jimmy Rogers gives away a foul and can lash a Gogwa. Oh no, it's going to be Determined Henry. He cannot. In the run of games that you haven't seen, as in all of the games this season, Determined Henry has occasionally popped up with some sensational goals. He is a long-range screamer specialist, and it's just a joy to behold. Donkor behind the defence again, not quite. He was done. Had the better of him twice there. Determined Henry, not Donkor. Went to prove my point, but Castro well held. Spyro the Giannis. With the ball there. Lord Ake. I mean, his name is probably Iordache or something like that, but his name is now Lord Ake. Great name. Absolute strange header from... Plonk. Strange header there from Big Mick down to the feet of their striker, but we clear. Juric with Big Mick. Unbelievably, the game only rates him at about £2 million. So I had in the January transfer window, I think it was... someone like Bristol City, who are currently in the Premier League, they put in like a £2.1 million bid for him. And I was like, absolutely not. Just absolutely not. You give me 20 million and I'll sell it to you. But then the game thinks that's unreasonable. So they just withdraw their offers. Whereas, I mean, I'd be happy to sell him for that much because then I could go buy my own better one. Donker with the ball. Determined Henry to Bellinger. Bellinger drops the ball back to Kamara after a tackle, but Bellinger has it again. He can slip through Rosic. He doesn't know he was going himself. Rogers tackles, and now here we go again. Pronk coming forwards to Kabore. Kamara tackles. Determined Henry on a yellow. Landry Kabore giving away a foul in the midfield, and it's nearly half time. Rosic has run Dortmund ragged. This is a surprise, frankly, ladies and gents. Please, how it's going, keep it up, and I'm going to calmly tell them because I do note that Determined Henry has a yellow. And I'm not sure if on this game you can tell them to really desperately try not to get themselves booked. I know that you can do it on the later ones, but I'm not sure if it's a feature added yet. Lord Ake gives it to Merry and Pronk. These three players, Lord Ake, Merry and Pronk, sound like hobbits. The hobbits of Dortmund. Determined Henry with his corner puts the ball in. Suslik clears. Kamara caught in possession in midfield, but he does manage to recover. Although he's tackled, and now Kabore is running through. Kabore has finished. That's 2 away goals now for Dortmund. Not a great position to be in because we do still have to go back to Signal Iduna Park or whatever it's called. That's no good at all. We could do with another goal. Okay, and it looks like they are the team that's pushing a little bit more now. Murariu. Oh, crossbar from Merry. Header back across our own box. Kabore fouls and smashes home. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't count. 60 minutes gone. They have another free kick. Murariu is gone out for a corner. Bellinger's not playing brilliantly, and Musa Kurt's also having a bit of a strug. Strug. So let's bring on some fresh meat. Belanger now. I've just taken him off, but he's going right the way past Lord Ake, and then Lord Ake tackles him. It's gone out for a throw. I don't know if we're going to be able to take it. No, we don't get to see it. Well, I assume we take it, but we just didn't get to see it. 73 minutes gone. I mean, 2-2 at home. Not a bad result. Not the best result because of the away goals, but we have won a corner there. Rosic winning it off of number 19. Determined Henry. His corner goes in towards Gonzalez, doesn't quite get in there though, but the ball has found him again. Determined Henry on the side of the box. Oh no, Derisivic is now building an attack. Rogers on the right there. Murariu, Derisivic. They're building it nicely. This is nicely played from Dortmund. Murariu. Oh, Juric takes out Rogers and tackles the ball. That's lovely to see. Maya keeps the ball in his hands. Nicely done, sir. They keep quite a lot of players up, and they're still, because of their formation, they're still a bit vulnerable out on the wings. If we can just keep pushing along. Juric goes to Henry. Henry over to Kamara. Kamara to Donko. Donko plays Rosic. Rosic has the ball now. Rosic turns, but Castro saves. That's unfortunate. Determined Henry now with a free kick straight into Castro's arms. We have plenty of players, all of whom are looking pretty tired. We've got 10 minutes to go. Let's take off Gogua, bring on Admiral Herbert. See what that can do for us. Castro with the ball gives it out to the Greek Spyro. Gonzalez gives it to Kamara. Kamara to Donkor. Can we nick a third here? Determined Henry. No, he doesn't. He gives it back to Kamara. Gogua. Patient build-up play. It's nice. Determined Henry in space on the right. On the left. On the right. It is the right. Both sides of the right. And Pronk has been booked. He's going to miss their next match, which is against us. Determined Henry to the back post, but Kabore clears. Gogua has it now. Big Mick gives it back to Gogua. Gives it back to Big Mick. Big Mick, he gives it to Juric all the way to the other side of the pitch. To Henry. The ball comes in the middle, but coarseness. Never heard of him, but I assume he's describing the type of sandpaper. Shut up. Sorry, I got scared as they advanced on our goal. Now we're making our substitution. Took 2 or 3 minutes to make. 87 minutes. Rogers to Derisevic. The ball comes in the middle again, but it's cleared. Now Juric has taken it past Rogers and gives it to Pleninsek. Jonsson gives it to Pleninsek. Pleninsek is running with the ball down the left wing. He's facing his former teammate. Juric gives it to Herbert. Herbert gives it to Henry. Henry into Rosic. Rosic scores, but it's offside. Oh, it was beautifully played, and it would have been beautifully timed. Unbelievable. 3 minutes of injury time. But here we go. One last chance maybe. Juric with the ball. Herbert has it as well. Juric, just about gets hold of it. Jonassen shoots, and it's high and over. That's a shame. One last goal kick. Juric gives it up to the Greek Spyro. Kabore loses out in the air. Pronk over to Kabore. Kamara clears. Nicely done. Kabore puts the ball in the middle. Juric has it. Do we have chance to break here? Pleninsek. I think he might be trying to waste some time because we're right at the edge of the time limit there. It's all over in an even game. Not bad. I mean, really, not a bad result at all. We did really well. We conceded 2 goals, which is no good in terms of the away goal rule. But I feel like we have the opportunity to come back and take this to them at their place. Copenhagen absolutely battered Slonsk. Bundgaard, that player that scored the hat-trick for them, he was the one that we had on loan from Charlton a few years ago. Yes, I think so. I'm not going to comment. I'm still not going to comment. Everyone at the club should be proud. Let's go back to their place and let's do them in. But first we have to play our meaty rivals, and I'm hoping that we can get a unbeaten season. The last time we were close to an unbeaten season, I'm pretty sure Karpati ruined it for us. I think that was the second season that we won the league. I can't remember off the top of my head exactly when it was, but I know that after Christmas we were on a good bit of form and they beat us something like 3 or 4-0 just to ruin our day. So let's hope that doesn't happen this time. We can hold our nerves and keep ourselves in the hunt for an invincible season, because I'm not sure. Well, it definitely hasn't happened since I've been involved. Was it that year? I think it was this year, and that one is Karpati. All right, so let's see what we can do then. Karpati constantly around 6th to 1st. That's pretty good. Dynamo Kiev, after being fairly low on money for a long time, seem to have righted the ship, as they are now, as I mentioned before, second. It seems that unless you're us or Krivbas, qualifying for Europe seems to damage your team's chances of being any good quite a lot. And I say that, but Krivbas have also struggled. The good thing for them is that they are so they've got such a big bag of money that they can afford a year or two out of the European spots. Whereas, for example, Shakhtar, I think for the last 3 years have missed out on European football. I think they would have missed out this year as well. No, they must have got something then. But so this would be the 3rd year. So you can see what it's doing to them. They're starting to drop off. Their wage bill is becoming untenable, unsustainable. And they're starting to drop down a little bit and give other teams a chance. So that's good, I suppose, for the league, although it does weaken everything overall. Because we then become worse in Europe because the teams are not good enough and stuff like that, you know. Yes. Good. The standard stuff about. There's a couple of questions when they talk to you about. Oh my words. What's happening? This is why attempting to edit the videos was going to be a fun thing. But I mean, I thought that I would just be able to cut the bit out of the middle of the episode where I didn't need it, and then I wouldn't have to do anything else. I could just cut it out, squidge the 2 bits together, and then save it and then go. But no, you can't do that. It's not like editing like that. You have to go and fix, and you have to then like render it into a new video. It's annoying. And now I don't remember what I was talking about. Lasai. Graham Lasai. Oh man, I've genuinely forgotten. Anyway, see what happened here. Any good results for us? No. It seems like Krivbas finally taking... Oh, yeah, there is a good result there. Dynamo Kiev have lost to Ilichevets, which means that we are 11 points clear with the game in hand. So we could go, 14 points clear? That's going to be nice. They're down in 9th as well, Karpaty. So... good on them, I suppose. They're having another terrible season. What the hell was I talking about before? Fucking hell, you stupid man. So old in my brain. Gonna have some water. Yeah, maybe that will help. Help me remember what I was talking about. Because I do not remember at all. It was something to do with European football, I think. Might not have been. I'll listen to it back. Do you know what? I won't. I'll forget to do that. So I'm not even going to bother. Although, interesting to comment on Scala Stree. It looked at one point like they were actually going to put up a good fight. But they really, really haven't. They've scored some decent goals, but they've conceded just a shitload. Metallurg, the other team that came up, they at least are putting a good fist of it in terms of staying up this season. So fingers crossed for all of us that one day we'll see a season where both the promoted teams actually stay up. That would be fun. That would be a delight. Juric is out suspended. Of course he is. And let's do that because I said I would let him play. Shumichenko can come in as a backup. Now then, we've got to play Dortmund. So maybe let's play Planinsek. Let's do that because I want Rosic fit for that, and I'd like him to be fit for that one as well. I'd like not suspended for that one. We'll also go with Panda Goto and Shehata, but I will put Tore Jonsson into the backup. He'll go instead of Kofi Donkor. Okay, that's good. Right, I think this team should have enough to take on Karpaty. Planinsek is coming. Oh my goodness, what formation is that they're playing? Mad. Mad. Let's see how this does for them. They actually were pretty good earlier on in the season when we played them. We beat them 1-0 header from a corner. I don't think they were playing this formation before, though. Determined Henry. Oh, hits the side netting after 54 seconds. So, yeah, you can see here that if we win this, we'd be 15 points clear. Oh, no, sorry, 59 we'd be on. So, yeah, 14 points clear, like I said. Belanger now with the ball. Gives it through to Planinsek. Planinsek, I think that he might have been offside there. Kamara puts the ball in, and they have given away a penalty completely out of nowhere. No need really at all. Who's going to take that? Should be Gogua. Yeah, he's slowly walking forward. That looks like he's going to miss. Yeah, fuck it. The text comments under the... I remember what I was talking about. I was going to say it was about comments in a press conference and how there are certain things I just don't know how to answer properly. One of them being one of the comments about... Oh, it's a great save. One of the comments about how to deal with pressure. I'm never sure exactly which answer it is that you're supposed to give to like give your team the boost, because each of the answers gives your team a slight boost or negative. And I can never remember exactly which one it is. And by remember, I mean I've never worked it out. Bush to Pajic, Demirov to Famulyak. So we've had 2 or 3 good chances and a missed penalty. Oh, come on. Ermin Pajic hits the ball wide. That's good. That's fine. Yeah, poor from Gogua. He's actually missed 2. That would be the second penalty that he's missed this... Second penalty. Did that say Caps a finely crafted move? It's a stupid thing. It might not have done, but I think it did. Fucking typical. Come on. Come on. Thank you. Kamara. Back to Maya. He seems to be susceptible to free kicks. He's conceded a few to them. Or like shots in the corner. I don't know what that is about. Maybe it's not true. Maybe it's just that I'm in the mood now. God damn it. This is the first time I've recorded for a while when I've not been super happy throughout the entire video. Ashkenazi, Gogua on the ball now to determined Henry. Ashkenazi with the ball, puts the ball in the middle. We tried to get it to Belanger, but it doesn't get there. Kretov now with the ball. He's going to try and play it up the right wing. He does. Pajic has it. Ashkenazi touches the ball, and it goes out for a throw. And now they have another free kick. Of course. I mean, why is determined Henry so fucking injured? Alright, fine. Pathetic. It's ridiculous. 2 absolutely sublime free kicks. When does that ever happen? I feel like Liverpool in real life against Watford. Ashkenazi, come on. Pandagotu's got the ball. Oh, are you kidding me? Bush clears off the line. Shehata throws the ball in. Jefferson clears. Gonzalez, get the ball. Gogua, Big Mick. Gonzalez, Gogua to Ashkenazi. Ashkenazi to Shehata. We've rested some key players in this game, and I think we're probably dealing with the consequences of that. Ashkenazi to Planinsek to Vera. Could have gone for a shot, but didn't. Pandagotu could have gone for a shot, but didn't. Now they go again. Memic on the ball. Memic to Famuliak, but Mia actually saves for once. I say that, I mean, he's been very good all season. So quickly that I can become frustrated at this game. Vera out to Shehata. Shehata, Famuliak to Big Mick. Big Mick touches it down to Ashkenazi, gives it back to Mick. And again, 1-2, 1-2. Nicely done. Shehata to Gogua. Let's get a goal before half-time. I think that will energise our second half chances. Vera with the ball to Pandagotu with a fucking awful effort. Why? What a load of crap. All right. Well, we might have to bring Rosic on. I can also bring on Tore Jonassen if we need to on the left. It all depends on what happens from this first couple of. Go on, Belanger. Go on. God, how do you even do that shot? A professional footballer cuts in on his left. He's Famuliak to Olofsson. How is he pulling the strings? Olofsson, Demirov has a shot, goes off their own player's bum. Ashkenazi gives the ball up to Shehata. It's like the come on. Pandagotu. It's the fucking it's like the Ace Ventura. Shehata. 55 minutes. All right. Okay. Changes are afoot. Rosic comes on. Planinsec's also been hurt. And we're going to bring on Jonassen as well. Oh my god, Gogol is playing like an absolute drain. Okay. Okay, Kretov to Famuliak. Memic to Demirov. That's a corner. Come on. At least we made our changes quickly this time round. Famuliak puts the ball in. Batista heads over. What's he doing there? He should be wrestling. Now Maya's going to play it to 16. Oh no, he's not. He plays it up towards Rosic because nobody ever learns. Belanger gives it to Batista again. Pereira now to Jefferson. Famuliak. We have not failed to score in the league for something like 37 games. Come on. Bush. Demirov. Bush. There's only 30 games in the fucking league. How can you not be unbeaten over a season? Come on, we managed it with Shlonsk before. Come on, now let's give ourselves some actual Like, get a goal at least. I'm not letting our goal scoring record be beaten by them as well. 65 minutes. Christ. I nearly got very angry when they scored that third. Memic hits over. What the hell is this? What the hell is that? How are we... Look at this formation. You bastards. Admiral Herbert. Gabunia says, I hate Karpaty Lviv. I hate Karpaty Lviv. Rosic gives the ball up to Vera. Vera passes to Herbert. Herbert to Shihata. Vera, come on. Their two strikers are playing so far away from the other two players, like the midfield, and yet they are carving it through us. And how is that a 5-3-2, by the way? Unbelievable. Fucking unbelievable. Well, that's our first defeat in the league for the season. Of course. Yeah, I know. Well, those two won't be playing the next game, so don't worry. He wasn't even that good. I mean, who even are you, Pavlo Famulyak? He's fucking useless. He's useless, but he's a Karpaty boy. Maybe I should buy him. ruin his legacy with them. he plays one good game against us, and so we buy him just for some like pittance amount of money. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Well, oh God, and now I know that we're going to lose against Borussia. Or probably we'll draw 1-1. That'll be what happens. So we go out on away goals. I'm breathing through my moustache. God damn it. God fucking damn you, Karpaty. Signal Iduna Park. I was correct. I am not a stupid boy. Despite what these bastards at Karpaty think. Glad that we've got somebody still fucking scouting Samoa. I'm actually firing him at the end of the season, so or rather not renewing his contract at the end of the year, so there'll be no more stupid like him on his jollies. Oh, he's great in Fiji, mate. I actually heard that there's some really good players in Borneo, so he's going to be off there for 6 months. Yeah. You do you, brother. You do you, brother. Hey, Masha padding around. What's she doing? I'm still annoyed. And this is like, so for example, this like unending processing for 4 days. I had just cut it out. It did last about 10 minutes in that particular video because I think it was about 7 or 8 days I had to skip through. But it would have been such a good, and I'm sure like a professional YouTuber would have done that, and that's probably what they all do all the time for everything. But I am not that. I'm an angry man who just had his perfect season ruined by fucking Karpaty Lviv. Alright, come say hi. Masha says hi. She waves.
Masha says hello.
We just lost to Karpaty Lviv, Masha.
Oh, Bernie, I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. Can you say hi to the guys?
Hello. I'm really sorry about Benjamin's team.
Thank you for your kind-heartedness. There you go. Swindon against Cluj. Will they go through? They have an away goal. Spurs beating Real Madrid 1-0. Yes, they will. Porus. Who the hell's Porus? Some new guy. Oh, terrible. You could get in our team. York have a player called Knoop, which is very good. I would call him Knoop Dog, but his name is Tim Knoop. Oh, he's Dutch. Just not in the mood. Swindon are in. Oh, did they win the League Cup then? Did they? History past. No competitions. Where was it? League Cup 2070. Yes, well done, Swindon. Yes. Nearly 100 years, 101 years after they first won their first piece of major trophage. They've actually been pretty close in the FA. They won the FA Cup and came runners up. They were in the runner up. Oh man, they were the runners up in the League Cup on the 100th anniversary of them being in the final and winning it, and they lost. Absolutely, fucking that's typical Swindon. they failed to win the final 100 years later, but they win the 101st anniversary. Classic, just to really devalue both. Nice work, Swindon. You pathetic. You just make me sick. They have got 4. They've got as many European Cup. They've won the European Cup more times than they won the FA Cup, and more times than they've won the English Western League Premier League. So, English Western Premier League, English Western League Premier Division. You'll never win that. That's what they sing at Swindon. Irritated. 500th game in management against Bifabit. Karpati result. Whoa. Right, so fairly positive messages coming out of me mouth as we take on Dortmund in the press conference. I am not convinced that this is going to be a good game, but I think that a 2-2 draw at home and any kind of sort of positive performance will help us here. Gavella have scored 8 goals from free kick. How many of Karpati? So Karpati's only 2. Oh, that's indirect free kicks. That's unfair. I was going to be very rude. Seriously though, they're clearly not that good from free kicks. Come on, game. Are you taking the piss now? Kabarov. There was a game, I can't remember who it was, but their striker scored a penalty in the first minute and then his second goal in the 6th minute, and he completed his hat-trick in the 8th minute. It's crazy. It must have been the fastest hat-trick ever. 7-minute hat-trick. Is there a faster one? What's the fastest hat-trick ever scored? Fastest. Okay, well, apparently my chair is broken. I need a new chair. Apparently, the fastest hat-trick ever was 3 in 90 seconds for Ross County. Well, okay. That's kind of blew my story out of the water, never mind. Right, let's get into these boys. I am not happy with what happened in that last game. You're off. You're back in again, but there. Rosic instead of Planinsek. And Gonzalez comes out for Musa Kurt. And right, if you better justify your selections, lads. Maya's not been not in his good books. I got a guy, Mike Merry, good name. Come on, lads, show me what you can do. Assertively saying, I think you can do this. I think you can do this, guys. At least their morale hasn't taken too much of a hit. It was just a brief at the time upsettedness. Oh, so lots of turning over of. Oh, go on. Balanja. Put my head to the microphone in disbelief. Musakert to Gogua. Watching with a bit more fear than I was earlier. Donkor! It's like the finishing is just so poor. And he's actually not bad at finishing. He scores a few goals. Belanja now is running through. Just be good. No. Juric with the ball. Heads it down to Determined Henry. Gogwa has the ball now out to Kamara. Determined Henry to Donkor. Determined Henry to Donkor. Kamara. Kamara plays it off Mike Merry, the very happy hobbit. Determined Henry puts the free kick into the box towards Musa Kurt's head. It's a corner. Coarseness hits it away. And now Determined Henry's corner. Musa Kurt well over his head. Is that a goal kick? No, it's a throw-in right in the corner. Box them in, lads. Determined Henry over to Kamara. Kamara to Donkor. Now we're putting some determined pressure on them, and I'm happy about that. Gogua. Kamara. Donkor. Kamara to Henry. Kamara again. Central to everything we do. Donkor. Determined Henry puts the ball in the box for the love of God. Donkor. Gogua! Oh, he's hit the post. He's hit the post, and we have to score in this game, otherwise we're out. Because they have those away goals. Big Mick's been injured. Unbelievable. Come on, Blaz. You had a bad game last time. Don't do it again. Kamara up to Bellinger. Bellinger's got the ball. Big ball over to Jonassen. Jonassen, can he play in Juric? He can. They have an injury. Gogwa to Jonassen. Juric now and Jonassen and Gogwa playing a little threes. Now Rosic is through, and we know he can be an assassin, but Castro saves. Gogwa with the ball out to Henry. Henry cuts back across, gives it to Juric. Can we get the ball into the box? We can. Here it comes, and Versik clears. Asigerson is trying to hold the ball up. He does well, but gives it straight back to us. Maya up top left. Go left. Giving it to Kamara. Goes to Donkor. Donkor to Gogwa. Kamara now has it. Kamara to Henry in the midfield, and he's tried to play Belanja through, but the ball is played back all the way to the Dortmund keeper. That's going to go big, and Musa Kurt wins the ball straight away. Rosic had it at his feet. Why is that not being shown? Lord Ake is playing again. We've obviously got Rogers there. Rogers puts the ball in the middle. As Gerson, his header inside the 6-yard box goes well over. It looked like a bit of a challenging chance. That striker is also taking a knock. Merry now with the ball. Merry curls the ball over the top of the bar. They don't have to do too much. They just have to keep the status quo as it is. We need one, ideally 2 goals. Juric to Jonassen. Rosic has it. Henry has it. Henry's shot. Castro palms it out for a corner. Determined Henry now. Free kick goes in, and the free kick, obviously the corner kick goes in, but it evades everybody, and it's a goal kick. And now they have a corner right before the end of the half. Oh, Maya saves from just underneath the crossbar. They have a second corner, but there's not time for it, even though they do the little slingshot. Okay, so we're doing good. Pleased with how things are going, and I'm going to tell them assertively. Come on. We just need one of these 2 strikers up front to find their shooting boots. 55 minutes gone, and we have the first replay. Kamara to Donkor. Determined Henry puts the ball through to Belanja, but he was surely offside. Doesn't matter, it's a corner. Now then, Determined Henry with the ball. He puts it in the middle. It gets in there, but Asgerson clears. Tries to play it out to Henry, but I suspect he was offside. Yes, he was. They always are when they do that. I don't know why they... Get back, you mugs. Okay, now they have a corner. It comes in, and Bassa crashes against the crossbar. But Gogua, the ball has fallen to... Oh, wake up! 61 minutes gone. They're making a change. Musa Kurt, we're going to delay it slightly. Juric to Jonassen. Gogua to Juric. Juric up to Jonassen, and Gogua again. Juric, come on. Put the ball into a goal-scoring position for the first time for a while. Belanja has the ball. Belanja has the ball twice. A double save from the goalkeeper there. Not sure he knew too much about the second one. Asgerson now, are they breaking? Are they going to be able to break? Merry is being held up there, and they've gone back a bit. We're allowing us to reform our lines. Sahin to Mary to Asgerson, and they've gone through again. Strafner, though, forced backwards again. Rogers, formerly of this parish. Rogers again puts the ball in the middle, but it evades everybody out to the Greek Spyro on the left for them, and the ball has gone out for a throw. We're playing a lot better in this game, although I have to say that Belanger's not looking great. Let's swap Belanger and Rosic. Let's bring on Panda Go-To for Donkor. And then let's leave one more substitution in case. Let me just check that I did what I meant to do. Yes, I did. Mary to the Greek Spyro. Lord Ake. Maya saves. Maya up to Kamara. Kamara to Panda Go-To. Panda Go-To to Determined Henry. Gives it out to Belanger. Oh, come on. Senol Sahin puts the ball through to Agerson, but Musa Kirk clears. Kamara to Panda Go-To. It's all a bit sort of just playing around in midfield here. Panda Go-To. Panda Go-To to Determined Henry. Determined Henry finds Panda Go-To on the right. Kamara puts the ball over the top. Rosic to run onto. Rosic, he's got there. Can he put the ball in the middle? He goes himself. Why would... 72 minutes gone. There's unlikely that we're going to get to extra time now, so we might as well make the most of the opportunity. Ronnie Vera is going to come on for Determined Henry. Needs to come off. He's looking pretty tired, and we need that energy in the midfield. 78 minutes gone. The substitution is made. What the hell happened in that last... All the chances. Well, there's a bumper episode for you to see the end of our European campaign. The next game you'll see will be what I assume, but then why should we assume in current form? The Ukrainian Cup final. We'll see. Otherwise, it'll be the last game of the season, just so we can wrap things up. Okay, then. See you in the next one. Bye.